Hey Flosstube, it's Gina. Welcome back to my channel, Stitching with my bestie. Glad to have y'all here, and thanks for coming back, or for new subscribers or first time viewers, welcome. And it's not going to be too long today. I just have some WIPS and a few things to show you, the haul from Market. And real quick, I want to get out of the way that hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's taking care of themselves and staying safe. And also I want to remind everybody that our stitching get-togethers in this area are postponed until further notice. As soon as things get back to normal, I will set up a new one and I'll let y'all know about it. You're welcome to join Stitching with My Bestie on Facebook groups, and there are a few questions to answer, and I'll be announcing things there. So, and you're welcome to like post your WIPS and things like that there too. So let's get on with my WIPS. So I've been stitching a lot, as everybody else I'm sure has. I've actually been quarantined for 3 weeks. I haven't left the house except for to go to a couple doctor's appointments since I got home from my daughter's at the beginning of the month. So I've been doing a lot of stitching, and so I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So the first thing was, if you remember, I had run out of thread on my Blackbird design for the autumn, which was this pattern. And this is the one where I've already finished the spring, or not spring, the summer. And this is the autumn. And this is the winter, which I will be working on now. It's really pretty. And if you want to see what the whole thing looks like when it's done, that's what it's going to end up looking like. So I've done the first two, and so let me show you. Remember, I had run out of thread for the brown for the bird, so I actually finished it. And then I started a little bit into the next winter pattern. So I don't think too much longer on this, because it's not a really big, if you notice they're not huge patterns. Here, let me show you. See, it's about to right where that ends is about how far the pattern goes over. So I'm excited. I did finish that. So that's my one finish to show you. So this is where I'm at right now. I've done a little bit up here. Let me see if I can find a picture where you don't have to look at the writing across it. So let me just show you on this. It's a lot easier. So I finished this and this, and now I'm working on this. I've done my my monogram, and then I've got this and that, and then just this part here. So I'm excited. I've been working on this for a while. I haven't worked on it, continuously for a while, but I've had this pattern since last, I want to say summer maybe. So hopefully I will finish it soon. I have been working on this quite a bit, and just trying to get some of my WIPS finished. So that's my Blackbird one that I did. And if you're wondering, I did that on 14 count Picture This Plus Legacy, and I used all the called for threads. So the next one I was going to show you was this one, Awake My Soul. And if you remember, I had messed up. I had done the wake in the wrong place, so the bird was in the wrong place. So I did finally pick all that out. It took a little while because it was 1/2 the threads, and it's on 36 count, and I'm doing it on 36 count Legacy Edinburgh linen from Picture This Plus. And this is where I'm at now. So I finished I pulled it out and I restitched this, and then I've added some to the border. So I wanted to show you that, and I think I did this motif down here too since the last time. So now I got to get back to stitching that bird back in, and then filling in the rest of this border. This border takes a little bit because it's so tiny. So that's where I'm at on that one. I'm really enjoying it. It's really a lot of fun to do on 36. I've kind of got to the point where I might try and stitch something on 40 count next. And then the next one I worked on was Rosey Morning. And if you remember, I had stitched this with the call for color and it was too light. So I actually went into my stash and just found a little bit darker brown. It's still not as dark as, but, and then I added some to it. So what I've done this time is, and that's by Blackbird Design too. So last time I had, oh, and I also got my little thing out, and it was on 20 count, this is on 28 count Jobelan Sage. Okay, so I added to the border. I wish I could hold this better. Maybe if I did it like this, yeah, that's better. So I did this, and I started on the next flower. I added the star and some of this in here. I pulled that out, and I outlined the jar. And so that's kind of what I've done on here, is mostly everything over from here, over, and then this. So I'm kind of getting there. It's I'm about, my big, next thing is that house, and it's pretty big, and it's got a lot of, you know, full coverage. So that will probably take me a while to do. But so I'm almost finished with this in here, and then I'll start on this house next. So it's been a fun stitch. I really like the pattern. So that's that one that I worked on. I worked on a lot of stuff. And now is another finish that I worked on. And this is the one that I started in January. And I finally finished. Well, let me show you the picture. Snow Garden. So here's Snow Garden, Anniversaries of the Heart. I'm doing all 14 of the patterns on one piece of fabric. There's, is it 11 or 12 patterns, and 2 of them have an extra pattern, so it ends up being, I believe it's 14. I did everything on here except for put the initials and dates in, because I'm not quite sure, I haven't worked it out whose I'm putting where yet, so I need to sit down and do that, and I'll do that, you know, I might do a couple patterns before I do that. I just haven't felt like sitting down and figuring all that out yet. So, but this is theirs, and I had changed most of the colors because I wanted my border and stuff darker. And this is what mine ended up looking like. And I'll show them to you together so you can kind of get the difference in it. So there's what I did. And the colors I used, I have them written down right here. My fabric is an R&R French Roast. It's 32 count, and I'm doing 2 over 2. And on this border here, I did 10 bucket, aged pewter, and barn gray. And on this house, I did, the roof is Sticks and Twigs by Classic Colorworks, and the side over here is Stormy Night, which I also did the peacock in, and the front is done with Fisherman's Wharf, and in the middle of the don't remember what I did for the windows and stuff. For the trees and the stems on the flowers, I used Deep Forest. And I'm trying to think if I changed anything else. My flowers are Lexington Green and light khaki, I think it was. So, but those were like colors that they had recommended. I just used them kind of differently than they had. So, and down here, this is, I think, is that light khaki, or it might have been the pewter. I don't really remember. But I wanted to darken it because all the other borders are dark, and I just didn't feel like looking at it, it would look right with a light snowy border. So the next pattern I'll start on this is, oh, what is it? Let me, hold on, I'm going to reach down here and get it so I can show you. this is it. It is called Valentine Rose. So this will be my next one I start on. So next time you see this, that's what it'll, hopefully I'll be done with it, but maybe not. I'm not sure when I'm going to film next. So that was that one. I was really glad to be done because it took me so long to work on that because I changed so many of the colors, and it was just, I just had a hard time making decisions of what I wanted to do. So I finally just did it and said whatever it looks like is what it's going to look like. And I do like it, so. I worked some more on this, which is My Big Toe, Books of the Bible. And it is done on 32 count linen called Bramble. And this is how far I got. So that's where I am. I finished this, I added that and this at border, and I worked on those first three books. I'm only working on this on Sunday, so I feel like I got pretty good amount of stuff done. So it's a lot of fun to do. I really like it. There's a lot more to it than it looks like, though, I'll say that. Okay, discuss with that. And then the other one I worked on, I had showed y'all this one that I was going to start. And it is The Eyes on the Sparrow, and they did come out with Consider the Lily at Marketplace, so eventually I might do that one. This one is really big, and I really like it though. So here's all the threads. I am missing a couple of them, but they're really pretty colors. Let's see if I can get them all. I just love this one right here. Just everything about it's pretty. I'm missing about 3 or 4 colors I have to order for it because they didn't have them whenever when I kitted it up. And this is how much I've gotten done. I only worked on this for maybe a day or two because I wanted to work on some of my other WIPS. So this is where I am on this one. Oops, let me just, there we go. So the peacock, I just have to put, I think, some feet on it and stuff. I don't have that color. And then I'm working on this cow over here right now. But it's really pretty. The colors are beautiful. And I am enjoying working on it too. Did I tell you what I was doing it on? It's Vintage Country Mocha 28 count cashel linen, and I really have enjoyed working on this fabric. It's really easy to stitch on. So, and then if you notice, I'm doing something different with my thread. My sister had come up with this, and it's these floss things that you use, and we just punched a extra hole in them, and put them on here, and that way it's worked out really good. So you can just do them like this. I have a bunch of these, so I've just said I need to use them because I don't like to wind my floss on them. I just put my floss in bags, the little, I can't remember, floss bags, and then I put a index card to make them stand up, and I just put them in like a plastic container, like sort of like a shoebox container. And that's how I store my DMC. And so, this is all overdyed, but my DMC that way, and then my overdye I just hang. But I was trying to use the things that they come on, but they rip on me because I pull on them too hard, I guess. So this works good because they're plastic. So anyway, I specifically do this with my DMC now. So, but that's what I have worked on. And pretty much been stitching a lot. between all my little projects around the house that I've been working on. One other thing I finished but I don't have because it was a giveaway. It was like a exchange gift, was this cat, but I showed it to you. I did finish this, and when she gets it and takes a picture and posts it, I will show y'all a picture of it. So probably next time. And then as y'all, everybody knows, we had market. I didn't buy a ton of stuff from market yet, but I did, of course, buy all the Blackbird design that came out. That's my favorite thing, and so I was going to show you what I got. I'm sure most of y'all have seen it, but I got Sewing Club, and there's so many different things in here to do. Just beautiful, beautiful projects. I mean, just look at them. I think there's ends up being maybe 16. I don't even remember how many there were. They're just so pretty. And then I also got Little Birds, which this was a release before market at one of the shops. I can't remember exactly which one it was, and you had to order from them, but then at market they released it to everybody. So I thought that was so pretty. I'll definitely be doing that one. And then I got this one, My Heart Can Rest. And We Live in Hope. I just love that ship. And I'm not a big ship person either. And then the last one I got was Oh Joyous Day. And I just think that's so pretty too. So I will be starting Savior's Praise on my birthday next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. My sister's going to do it, and I think Tina might start working on it with us. Her birthday is actually on the 8th of April, so our birthdays are a week apart. So we usually spend time together. But since we're in quarantine, we can't do that. So I think maybe we're going to try to FaceTime the three of us and start it together. But I will either. I'm hoping that maybe I can do another video after that and show y'all how much I got done and all that, and whatever else I stitched this week before then I can show you. I do want to start trying to do more videos. It's just been a lot going on in my life. You know, my daughter's doing great. She's feeling a lot better. Of course, she's in quarantine like everybody else, and good luck with all you who have kids at home. I used to homeschool, so I know how it is to be home with your kids all day, and sometimes it's a little trying, but just keep them busy. Find lots of things to do. There's lots of things on the internet to keep them happy. If you can, you know, download some schoolwork if their school isn't doing that, or just some projects, or, you know, I'm sure there's, you can teach your daughters to stitch while they're home. That's a great thing. And I can't think of anything else I need to bring up. Thank you everybody who's been commenting on my videos. And I just want to say hello to the 911 Stitcher. She has commented, and she also had surgery recently, and I hope she's recovering well and getting lots of stitching done this week. I know she had her surgery about a week or so ago, so hopefully she's filling up to stitching now. So y'all take care, and I will talk to y'all again soon. Alrighty, bye.